Hey guys, it's Ramicus from K716 again, just here with another video to try and help people enjoy and get the most out of their game and get the most success. So the next thing that I want to discuss with you is the university. This is a relatively new feature and people are still feeling it out, trying to understand exactly what it is and how best to deal with it. So here is the building located just behind your castle. And if we go into it, you can see it's split into 4 different areas. The first thing to take into consideration is it's a mix of either attack or defense. So you need to be clear as to what your emphasis is as to whether you start with attack or defense. You'll start on the left hand side because you need to complete these ones before you can move on to the more advanced researches. Personally, I'm more of an aggressive player, so I have focused more on the attack side, as you can see. So if we go into that, you can see straight away initial bits of research are to do with march capacity. That's fairly self-explanatory. That is going to be the size of your marches that you send out. So, you know, great rewards there. Total bonus overall, once you complete it all, is an extra 10,000, which for newer players, 10,000 is a good chunk. So that's a great place to start. We then have 2 of the new statistics. So up here we've got lethality for offensive, and then down here we have lethality in terms of resistance to it. Okay, so in terms of lethality, I've contacted GOG to understand exactly what it is and how it interacts. They have confirmed to me this is the number of troops that actually die during an attack. So, offensive lethality increases the amount of troops that will be perma-killed in relation to when you attack your enemy. More of their troops will be killed rather than go into the hospital. Okay. Conversely, the resistance, that means that less of your troops will end up being killed and more of them will end up in the hospital if you have the capacity there for them. Okay, so these will take you up to a maximum of 5%, so it's 1% for each level. Okay, troop attack, we all know what troop attack is. It's one of the core 3 attack stats right at the very top, and again troop defense, self-explanatory again. So get those both up to your 5 and you can see it's going up in increments of 5%, but you open both of them up to 5 and you then unlock troop damage increase. Okay, troop damage, really important stat. In terms of the actual percentages, it doesn't go up huge amounts, but if you have maxed your troop damage or army damage to the 149, which is the maximum that you can potentially get as a C30, you start gaining little increments there. However, and this is where it really starts getting fun and you can start making some big advances. You get this one done, and if you're clever, you then do this one here, which in turn unlocks the advanced attack tactics. Okay, and look at this. This is increasing it by 1%. So in the basic one, you complete all the levels, it gives you an extra 2.5%. You do this one, it increases it by 5%. Okay, so this is where we need to box clever and we need to think about what our route is ahead of reaching there. Okay, so go through it, plot your route, as to what works best for you. I'm always going to emphasize on the damage stats because that's going to give you a bigger bang for your buck. However, you can see that you get troop damage on the defensive side as well, and that's the advanced one there. And again, that follows suit with the percentages that you can gain on the attack stats. Okay, so really positive things. We've got those new stats in there to do with lethality. So this is a way of you making sure that you're getting rid of more of your opponent's troops whilst retaining more of your own. Okay, so that's fantastic. The other key thing, just to point out, and we'll go here, is that we have a new resource that we need to collect. The scrolls. I don't know if you can just see that at the top there, underneath Q-Full. In terms of how we get those, it's by completing estate affairs. You can buy them, but you don't have to. So, as with all things, you don't have to pay to get it. You can just grind it out. It's not one of those exclusive things like some of the guards and bits and pieces. It is something that can be achieved by being a free-to-play player. So don't let that hold you back. If you concentrate on this and you're clever about the order in which you go about things, you can make some fairly dramatic increases to your stats. And it's expensive, it's resource heavy, but when you consider a lot of these researches, they're taking days at a time. Just plan ahead. These things are going to give you massive jumps that a lot of people are not going to have yet. And it's something that, with K716 being such a new kingdom in the grand scheme of things, this is a stat that we can, or a function or a feature we can take advantage of to get ahead of some of the older kingdoms that may not be as quickly on this new feature. So if we can push hard on this one, we'll get ourselves ahead and we'll be a bit more comparable in terms of stats with some of the older kingdoms. So think about where your focus is, have a look through the various potential researches you can do and pick out the ones that you want the most. Then look backwards and reverse engineer it. Okay, so for example, I know that I want this troop damage, so I've worked it all out to do that. I'll soon be there. Next, I'm going there, and the reason why I'm going there is because I want to unlock this one here, and once I've done that one there, the next thing that I'm going to be aiming for is my distance damage, because I have a distance focus. Others, they're going to be more focused towards cavalry. So the same works again. You just work through it, figure out which direction and what researches need to be done in order to unlock that. So distance damage, oh, I've got to do that one first. Oh, that requires me to do those ones. Oh, that requires me to do those ones. And eventually you keep going back and it will take you to where you're up to. So as you can see there, I'm at the troop defence. Once I've done that, if I complete that one, it would then take me through to that one. And then that in turn unlocks that one. And then I can push through again. Alright, so new function, let's make the most of it, let's take advantage, let's really push it. There have been some hiccups with it in terms of visual stats not really reflecting the increases, but I think those have been ironed out now. So let's make the most of this function, this feature, and progress together. Any questions, queries, by all means comment, let me know, and I'll try and get back to you with the information you're after. Cheers now, bye.